They will tax proximity. They will tax space. They will tax the coordination of movement from place to place. And of air, that last frontier, resting in the sights of every crosshair. That sorry fool sucking on its last delusion, the error in thinking that invisibility grants the power to not be seen. Everything will be used that can be usurped. Everything has a price, and everything will be slurped up through the extended straw of man, that momentous proboscis that expands across the globe and to all its spectators. There is no border safe from penetration. From the minute to the magnificent, the celestial bodies are no longer sacred. And rest assured, Mars and yours are the next ports to be injected.
How does one unplug without lifting a muscle? How do we remove ourselves to meet the unparalleled force, the primal scream of the cosmos? Many hands strangled the navel string of mother. Mine were as guilty as the rest. We could not stomach a pinch of chaos. Instead, we found order in cheating one another. And we did so, because we were taught so, to fear the face of death. We are the white-knuckled phantasms of yesteryear's carnival. Our imprints in the dappled sweat will still beat the steering wheels long after the release of our chokeholds. How illogical it seems to let go. How obviously, mortally wounding. For who could draw a worse fate than total erasure, and who dare sort through the bric-a-brac of a discombobulating mind? What a little tolerance we maintain for the dwindling of things. We have so few places for those past their use, in the back of the cupboard, perhaps up in the loft, outside a nursing home or a charity shop. Those at odds with the world find themselves relocated to the outer respites, where one can breathe inside a shuttered life all the refractions of reality necessary to keep them company, when all others have long since ditched them.
The first sign of madness was in pacing, in looping the same circuits around their cages. These were the tattletale signs of the demented. There were many forecasts, of course. Approaching insanity held a clear assembly. The key was to identify it early, to quash it in birth before it had a chance to sprout. But alas, as it goes, the roll of paper ran out long before the list of prescriptions. We split before they could oust us. The question remained, could you really prescribe the ape insane for circling his glass cage and not say the same of those who kept him for study? It was better to cede the old territory and start anew. To carve a way out past the artificial lights and the cramped states and hope to dear God we wouldn't repeat the human mistake. Where we would find ourselves restored to our nudity at last. Removed from heroism and by the same eradication, villainy. And to live in an absolute sink of all concepts. Where the only currency was the breath and open palm slumbers. We would find again our shelves in the forest and our holes in the desert, and we would lower ourselves into the ground and drop out from the bottom of the earth and fall upwards into the sky, and we would part with lips like scorned lovers, and in the newfound silence let the dissolution rain on down. And when the urge became unavoidable again, we would raise our voices like sails and beat out our salutations to the remover of all obstacles and the Lord of all beginnings. And this murmuration would shiver beneath our breastplates like a mischief of mice, and we would grasp once again those stirring hands of our swallowed children who resisted decomposition all these years just to be awake when we came knocking.